All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about why normal blood work is not enough for your hair. You hear that? Normal blood work is not enough. With that and more here at the Hair Wire. And welcome, guys. Welcome to the Hair Wire, the place where you get hair smart. I'm your host, Sergio Cardon, alongside with Carrie Jared and Bisan Dipsy. How you guys are doing today, guys?
Good. Excited for this topic.
Oh, I am excited about today's topic. It's incredible because a lot of people, when they ask us online, I got my blood work and everything. The doctor says it's normal, and what is normal? What is normal for hair? What is normal for optimal hair growth? And it's not the same. It's not the same, guys. And we're gonna be learning, and we're gonna be talking about that and more. But first, the most important task.
I'm going to skip this. Hold on. The first most important task we have to do is address someone's birthday. It's a belated birthday. We weren't able to post on Instagram yet. We got locked out, and we just got in 2 days ago because of the beard, Sergio's beard, which is a whole other story. So we didn't get a post on Basan. Sorry out there. It's her belated birthday, and I just want to wish you a very happy birthday. So everybody, please give her big birthday wishes. And I was a couple of days late, and we would have had it on Instagram, but 2 days or locked out. Now we're in, but we're gonna say happy birthday to Basan and spoil her with birthday wishes.
Yeah, happy birthday, Biz.
Love you, Basan.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm 22 now.
Yay.
You might look 22, so
Thank you.
At least I like to think, I still look in my 20s, but
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
And the second most important task for today. Hey, by the way, Biz, some words. It's your birthday.
Oh,
Please.
I see. Yes,
Speech.
Yes. I am actually very grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for you, Sergio, for starting the idea of this hair wire and calling me and Carrie to come and join you. We are like, I'm very grateful for both of the same vision that we have been working on for the past 2 years. And I love our dreams. I love our, what we are trying to bring to this world passionately and genuinely. And I love that we are three aligned to the same vision, aligned to what our purpose in life it is. So I'm so grateful for you. I'm grateful for our audience too, that they hair and joining us in this conversation, making this place a better hair place.
I like that. Hey, guys, if you like our content here, the Hair Wire, please give us a thumb, give us the like, give us share our videos, share our media, and of course subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's the best thing that you can do right now. And also visit our website, thehairwire.com. For you professionals, we have a network. We have a social network that we have designed particularly for you in mind, where we discuss all things hair, and we want to reunite our community. Our community is split up in different places, and we want to make sure that everyone has a one go-to place for hair care and, of course, advice, and where professionals can look for the best seminars, the places where you can get educated. This week, I had a discussion on my Facebook page about education, and my God, reactions were crazy. I got to tell you guys, a lot of people came in privately because they didn't want to go publicly. And my God, there's so many things that we need to be doing for our industry, and definitely the Hair Wire is the place to help our industries and to help all of our organizations, because no one particular organization has it all. We need to bring them all together, and the Hair Wire is the perfect platform. Unbiased, completely unbiased. That's what the Hair Wire it's all about. We are unbiased to different views on how to treat hair. It's all about bringing it all together and give people choices on what do they believe is the best course of action for the treatment plans. Okay. I want to thank you guys and thank all of our audiences that are clicking in right now. And today, again, we're going to be talking about what is normal. Is normal blood work enough for your hair? Is it? Isn't it? Biz, I want to start with you.
Yes.
You are our our practitioner here today, and please walk us through this process about blood work and why values are so important to understand.
There's two aspects of it, actually. So let's start with when you go to draw your blood in your doctor's office, and then you will get the results back in a week. First of all, these results, like in the Western medicine values, these results are the average of the population. So basically, when you got your vitamin D or your iron level, it's the average of the American population. And the American population, as we know, it's not the healthiest. We have increased.
True.
I'm sorry, but that's the we have increases rates of obesity. We have increases rates of chronic diseases. Actually, that statistics that I read last week, that was 80% of the healthy people in the United States are actually having one or more of the chronic diseases. And the Western medicine lab work values, they do medicine lab work values are so wide. Let a person with with fasting glucose level that came back at 91. Right. Western medicine values for diabetic people is anything above 120. So before 100 to 120 is pre-diabetic, but they don't tell you that. But when you have a high glucose, your body functions, you are already diabetic, or you are heading towards diabetes. Why is that? Because why you're heading toward diabetes when your blood glucose is 90, becoming 12 hours or 8 hours during the night, and your insulin level did not manage to bring down your glucose levels to 80s, under 80s, like 84 or under 85, then your insulin started to have your pancreas is having a problem. And that means you're not diabetic right now, but means that you're heading towards diabetes. So if you don't do anything about it right now, in 5-10 years, depending on your lifestyle, you are a sure diabetic person. Same goes with high blood pressure and everything else. Now, without digging deeper in the Western medicine values, what we should do as healthy human beings, we should detect anything in our blood or where our body function going, basically. When you do a blood test and there's many softwares that they can calculate the optimal levels of your blood, and these softwares are under the functional medicine world anyway. Functional medicine, as we all know it, is the preventative medicine to your health. Means that they will read your health biomarkers and see where you're heading to prevent diabetes, to prevent blood pressure, to prevent all these kind of chronic diseases. Now, Western medicine is great for acute diseases. Acute diseases when we break our head, when we have a surgery, when we have an accident, we need an acute intervention right now and then. Now. However, functional medicine is the other way around. It prevents the long-term illnesses. So let us say you got me a blood test, Sergio, and I will run it on this functional medicine software. This functional medicine software, first of all, the values are very narrow. Narrow because they are optimal values. They are not, you don't have diabetes values.
Okay.
You are optimal values. And it will show you, depending on these values, and also they have biomarkers ratios. For example, cholesterol to triglyceride is a biomarker for heart disease. Labs that you're going to bring me from your doctor, the normal labs that you're going to bring me from your doctor. So when I run it on a functional medicine software, what happens is calculate all these ratios and will tell me what body functions are not doing well. They are not in optimal values. For example, like some people have slightly high cholesterol levels. Let us say 220. By the way, because they want to give the statin medication, because statin medication is 220. Actually, it's not dangerous for men and women. What happens is the start affecting our synthesis of hormones. So actually, having a cholesterol for women especially, it's not good. Believe it or not, when a person has 205 and then will prescribe statin, and later on people will have your thyroid hormones when you took the statin. Discussion for another day, but let's talk about the functional medicine optimal ranges. So when dysfunctions, let us say your cholesterol is a bit high, it will tell me, look at the gallbladder. Why is that? The enzyme, the digestive enzyme needed to break up the fat. So by looking downstream to your gallbladder, giving you a digestive enzyme that break up the fat, magically will decrease, and all this fat that the digestive enzyme bile will break up, it actually break up, and it will start synthesizing more hormones and giving you a better synthesis of your hormone. So next time, if I have a thyroid issue or any other hormone, they will go up and the cholesterol will go down by giving you a diet address the root cause why your cholesterol is high. I didn't shut down the chemical process of cholesterol. No, I need that process to be healthy. I address the cause from its root cause. So same happens to your hair. Whenever you have hair loss, it's a body dysfunction. And the body dysfunction, how you're gonna align your body dysfunction? By giving your body what it needs before it become diabetic, before it become having any chronic issues. This is why optimal values is important for your hair health.
Interesting. And guys, yes, it does. I have a few people commenting right now that something is not right with our sound. Can you hear us right? Can you give us a thumbs up or at least write us back? Can you hear us correctly? Because we want to make sure that everybody's getting this information. And today is a very important subject. Understanding why normal blood values are not enough for our hair. It's very important. What Bisan is saying is very important right now. Biz, you mentioned a lot of things right now, and I have like 20 questions for you. But
I try to make it as condensed as possible.
All right. So the sound is not right.
Here, I'm trying something. I'm wondering if it's because of the Instagram thing. I'm going to retry it again. Let's see.
All right. But guys, as we were, I can hear you more clearly, Sergio. It's still a bit cracky. Love to hear Bisan. Okay, it's better now. Okay, it's getting better.
Oh.
All right.
All right.
Biz?
Maybe it was the Instagram thing. Okay, good.
Yeah, we're fixed. All right, we're good. Now, Biz, the thing is that whenever we talk about normal values, again, we have values in different countries, different continents. They have different values. Now, of course, we understand that whenever we go to a doctor, we have hair loss issues, and we want to make sure that our blood work is being read properly. I need to understand that who am I going to get a reading from?
Yes.
Because here's the thing: if I go to a gastroenterologist, his readings is going to be different than from a gynecologist, than from a cardiologist, than from a general practitioner, because everyone uses optimal values according to their views of what it is good for heart, lungs, stomach. And the same thing goes true with hair. For us who are trichologists, we use different values, and which is why every time someone says to me, my blood work is normal, I always question it, because what's normal for your doctor is not normal for me.
Right.
What I believe is normal for your hair. Now, you were mentioning something very important, Biz, and for instance, you were talking about blood sugar and fasting. And also, you were talking about cholesterol, and I want to talk about those two issues. I want to bring in Carrie. Whenever we talk about sugars, too much sugar in our body or a low sugar have a direct impact on how fast our cells can divide. And of course, we're talking about hair growth, and also about hair loss related to sugar related issues. Now, the other thing that we understand is that a high glycemic diet has an effect on telogen effluvium, particularly due to lactic acid. I'm gonna
Yes.
say right, yeah, lactic acid, yeah, and squalene, which can also trigger and hinder the anchor system in our hair. Now, I'm putting this on the back burner because I want Carrie to also comment on this. You also mentioned about cholesterol levels. Now, the thing about cholesterol again is that if we lower our cholesterol too much, our nervous systems do not get the fats that it needs to function properly. And if your nervous system isn't right, of course you're going to have problems with your hair loss. Now, Carrie, I want to bring you in, and then we go back to Biz. Talk to us in this process.
Talk to us in the process. Well, food, your diet is everything. Like you got to make sure you have a well-balanced diet. Like even for myself, I check my blood regularly. I'm making sure I'm getting all the nutrients I'm needing. I'm making sure I'm doing my blood work not on a time where I'm gorging on sugar at all. I also make sure I'm getting my blood work done not around when I'm ovulating, as that'll affect my iron levels on my blood work too, and give me inaccurate information for me as a trichologist. So it's very important that you're aware of what you're eating and eating a normal diet when you go and get your blood work, because it will show up in the blood work. And eating properly for your body too produces the hair. You have to remember, when your body's in flight or fight, the first thing that's going to go is your hair, skin, and your nails, or your hair and your nails, right? So if you aren't feeding the nutrients that it is, the body's going to give the nutrients everywhere else it needs. So if your nervous system is affected, it's going to give all the nutrients to the brain and the nervous system, and that's going to affect your serotonin, all of it, all of the different levels. It's going to affect everything. So you got to make sure that you're getting the right nutrients, what it's fixing. And especially if you're sick and you're not eating the nutrients that your body's fixing at that time, it's going to affect everything. So and especially sugar, like, yeah, I'm very cautious of my body too, and what I'm craving and what I don't need and what I need. And seeing blood work with a lot of my clients too, I ask them all these questions. I'm like, when did you get your blood work? Were you ovulating around that blood work? Did you binge the night before? Did you go on a marathon? If you've been a marathon runner and getting your blood work the next day, it's going to affect your blood work. It's going to affect your results. And all diets affect everything. Like when I have people come in and I do an assessment, I ask them, were you on a keto diet? Were you on an Atkins diet? What kind of diet were you on? Because it gives me better answers on what they need and what they're lacking. And it does affect you. The common one I see, I coach people on hair growth. And my biggest one is people come in with feather-like hair. And it's because a lot of the people that come in are trying diets and changing their diets every 6 months. And that affects your hair, and they have breakage. And they're like, well, my hair is breaking. It's not growing. Why is it not growing past this way? I'm shedding, but it's not shedding from the root. It's breaking because it's so brittle, because of that blip in the system when they change their diet or change their medication. It all has, it's everything. Everything. Basan's the expert in this. Like, I always go to Basan when I'm like, Basan, this is what's happening. What do I do? Yeah. So, because we have our notes as a trichologist. When I'm looking at, say, iron, the standard is this amount. I have a standard as a trichologist I'm looking for. So, yeah. Basan, you're nodding. You're the one, we've talked about this many times.
100%. 100%. Yes.
Go ahead, Biz.
So yeah, I was like, as I was saying, there's the issues we face right now is the lab work from Western medicine. I'm just going to repeat just a little bit of notes because of the people who didn't hear us. The Western medicine lab values are so wide; they are the average of the population, and the functional medicine values are targeting towards optimal functions of the body. And if your body is not functioning optimally, this is when you lose your hair. You lose your hair not because you have diabetes. No, you lose your hair because like way back before you had the diabetes, when your insulin levels were very high, when your pancreas was struggling to keep up with the high sugar, this is when you started your hair loss, way before when you are diagnosed from diabetes. Also, one thing about fasting glucose levels, like was Carrie saying, too much sugar in our bodies, we know that increase inflammation, and we have so much inflammation from our body means our body is under a lot of stress. When your body is under a lot of stress, forget about your hair health. It does not really care about your hair health. It cares about the other organs in your head, in your body. Sorry. So basically, whenever I have a client for hair loss, the first thing I do is like, I am not gonna do anything before I'm gonna see your blood work. Why? Because if I don't see your blood work, especially if I'm a trichologist that I practice virtually, I don't see the scalp, I cannot examine the scalp in person, I need the blood work. And the blood work, when I run it on a functional medicine software, it will actually narrow all these values. It will create ratios between, as I was saying, cholesterol and triglyceride, between ALT and AST, your liver enzymes. It will give me that, oh, look, the liver is not functioning properly. The gallbladder is not functioning properly. Whatever the case it is. And this is when I start optimizing the body function. You don't only feel well, you don't lose your hair anymore. So
I like that. I like the idea, to understand the values to properly optimize. Now, I want to bring this back to Carrie. Carrie, you work with epigenetics, and one of the areas, particularly that we dealt into when we work on epigenetics, is precisely optimizing um, the diet, optimizing the food values. Now, how do you work that on when you're doing an epigenetic testing? How can people get a better understanding of the benefits of it?
Yeah. Well, first thing with any epigenetics test that I do, I start with the immune system first. Even if you come in and say you're healthy and everything's running good, you don't know what you don't know. And especially if you've been living a certain way for so long, you're used to living that way. And so with epigenetics tests, we could pull a test for immunity. We could pull it for specific to hair and nails. We could pull it specific to performance. You could pull it specific. You're biohacking your body. But if your immune system is compromised, you're working against yourself. And now me as a trichologist too, and who knows nutrition, I'm very confident in taking an immune test and still looking at the immune report and transcribing it as a trichologist and adding in a lot of the benefits for hair and nails in that specific report. But the immune system, if your immune system is compromised, those nutrients are going to go to whatever your body is distributing those nutrients for to heal. And I'm going to use myself an example. I have celiac disease. So if my gut health is not intact and I've had a celiac attack, guaranteed within that time ratio, I will get an episode of telogen effluvium, mainly because my body is under attack. And the first thing to go is the distribution of the nutrients to my hair and my nails. But because I'm so knowledgeable in this area, I might prevent that and do preventative actions to prevent that from happening. If I know I've had a celiac attack, by increasing certain supplements or certain foods, they'll help me prevent that. But you have to understand how nutrients work and for your specific body. And the beauty with the epigenetics test is it's specific to your DNA. It's specific to you, nobody else. And most blood work and all the standards for blood testing, like Hassan and Sergio and I keep pressing, it's standard. It's an average. It's not the same for everybody.
Uh-oh.
Yep. Something happened in the connection here. But yes, as my friend Kerry was mentioning, it's not the same for everyone, and which is why it is important that whenever we do a right diet, we combine it properly to optimize the body. Sorry, I'm just finishing your thought.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm obviously very passionate about this topic because I'm crashing my systems. It's not a one size fits all world at all. Exactly. And I also with epigenetics, and I cannot stress this enough, even on my websites, you could even go, I'm always pressing self-awareness and the importance of knowing your body and knowing your cravings and knowing you. We are an evolution of our ancestors as well. And a lot of times, especially like I'm Canadian, we're all mixed. All of us we're potpourri. We're a little bit of everything, but we're also predisposition of our ancestors. So if I'm eating a Mediterranean or an Asian diet when I'm mostly Celtic European, that's also going to affect my blood work too, because I'm not eating based on the evolution of my ancestors. My body has evolved and adapt to eat a certain way. And so it's important to follow that. And so with the DNA tests, like with the epigenetics, I get more of an exclusive look into that specific person when I'm analyzing the hair through the epigenetics hair strand test. So yeah. And then on top of that, as bonus, I take the blood work because I know how to read the blood work and put them together.
That's the beauty right there, because we as professionals, we understand the values. We can help people navigate through these waters. Now, of course, the first thing I want to let people know is that you need professional help. That's given. If you're experiencing hair loss, if you're having trouble with your hair, you need professional help. Now, I know that many might feel that, it's unaffordable to them, for different reasons. So what are some of the basic values that people should look out when they are having blood tests, Bisan? For instance, iron, ferritin, B12, vitamin D. What are some of the values that people should, look out and feel, where should they move on? What are the optimal levels for those general values? Because particularly, we understand, we need to go to Bisan, hand her all the blood tests. She can run it out her program, and she can give you specifics on how to properly balance it. And we go to Carrie, have our epigenetic testing, and she balances everything out. And she come back to Sergio, and we do the whole thing.
That's why we are a team.
Exactly, we're a team, and we run all the tests, and we give you the precise information, and we can have a better understanding. But for the general public, because time is running out, and I know you have an appointment and you have to leave, what are some of the values that people should be looking at, and what are the levels that they should, thrive to?
So basically, when you go to your general doctor, generally speaking, all insurances will cover a CBC panel. CBC panel is very important, not because only it will let us know if you're anemic or not. No, it's because in functional medicine software, it will uses the neutrophils and basophils. These numbers that you don't even read in your blood work: eosinophils, basophils, lymphocytes, all these numbers. People don't pay attention to this. All what they pay attention to its hemoglobin level, which is, I'm anemic or not. That's it. No. These small values, actually, when we put the ratios between them, it will let us know if you have a bacterial infection, a viral infection, or an H. pylori in your stomach. And that is I bet that every single doctor will actually not know that. Will not, because they don't run it in a ratio wise. They will say, all these numbers are in the normal range. But they could be all in a normal range, but the ratios between them will give us an indication is that your digestive system is not working properly. That's why your lymphocytes is attacking some of your blood, some of the bacteria in your system, or some of the viruses in your system. Actually, it will let us know that. And H. pylori 55% of the population in the United States has H. pylori in their system, in their stomach, because our food is so, I don't want to say it in a nice term.
Just say it, Suzanne.
Don't
Just
say
say it.
nice.
We know.
Don't be nice. You know, you don't need to be nice.
Our food, okay, first of all, we are so, like, our milk, our cheeses, our eggs are all, they're pasteurized, right?
Mhm.
Now I understand they're pasteurized because they are getting like in a factory with million other things together, so they need to pasteurize it. But what happens when you, a baby will not ever have the exposure to the good bacteria in these dairy products, right? So all our kids, they lack the normal good bacteria in their guts, and then they will grow and they will eat the junk food that we have in our system. And what I'm saying, junk food, I'm not saying McDonald's. In our country has the glue in it, has a, like, I don't remember, that ground beef together to make it like a patty.
Oh, yeah.
So when we eat it, all kind of weird stuff happens in our body. 55% of us has
Gut issues. You know, first of all, if you have a gut dysbiosis, it's
That's
not
what
going
my
to be
next,
easy to
yes.
get the proper nutrition. Which is, yeah, the way it's supposed to. Okay, again, we were getting comments about the audio, but anyhow.
I'm sorry.
No,
I don't know.
don't
Like,
worry,
the internet looks good.
Oh, it's
Okay, let
I
me.
I want to ask you something real quick, Biz. For instance, vitamin D. What are the values that people should look for instance, in vitamin D?
It's H. pylori, Lisa. H. pylori. 55% of adults have H. pylori in their stomach. It's a bug in the stomach that needs to be cleansed, so you can actually assimilate and absorb your nutrients properly. This is number one. Number two, the vitamin D. For example, vitamin D is not covered by most of the insurances to begin with. So a lot of people, they won't be get tested for vitamin D until they ask for it and pay for it out of pocket, unfortunately. However, as Sergio was saying, vitamin D is one of the most important markers for hair loss, because low vitamin D, you're gonna have hair loss, period. That's it. It's as simple as that. And the values in Western medicine, the values are anything from, I don't know, like something until till 50. I don't know what's the lower number, but up to 50 milligram per deciliter of vitamin D is good. However, anything that is below 50 of vitamin D, you're gonna start losing your hair. Optimal level for hair growth or hair health is 70 milligram per deciliter. So your doctor will say you're not deficient in vitamin D. Look at the number. The number should be between 60 and 70, not under 50. Same goes with iron. Same goes with ferritin levels. All of them, they should be optimum for hair health, for you not to have an episode of telogen effluvium when you go through sickness, like what Kerry was saying.
Another value that a lot of people miss out, for instance, is vitamin B12. What would you suggest is the and I'm open to the question.
Anything above 800. Now, vitamin B12, the range of vitamin B12 in Western medicine is between 215 and 1200. But when you are on 300, they tell you look how big the range is between 200. You're okay. How does make sense? I don't get it. I swear I don't get it. Anything before above 800 is hair. If you don't have energy left, you're not going to have hair to begin with.
I have to say, since Basan, and I'm giving you a testimonial here. So Basan's been helping me too with a lot of balancing out my validation and what to increase. And it's funny because now that I've actually like analyzed what I need to be intaking and what I'm going to be feeling, I always take in a step. I'm tired. Oh, it's my eyes. If I'm stiff, I'm froggy, or if I have my hairs dull, I take note of it, or of supplements or anything. And it's crazy because the B12 we talked about the sun and the energy and stuff, and especially with me with being ADHD, B12 is quite beneficial. And I kept feeling like, why am I lethargic? And it's funny, days that I'm lethargic or I'm not all there, I'm like, I haven't taken my B12, and I'm being more self-aware. And that's why I'm always pressing self-aware. And like, okay, I'm not going to go and reach for coffee. I'm not going to reach for supplements. I'm going to reach for my B12 because I haven't taken my B12 all week. So I'm very cautious and self-conscientious of what I'm lacking, what my body is lacking because of you, Basan, because I'm taking notes. And so I'm, this is my vessel. I only have one. And so I got to make sure I take care of it, nurture it. And from that, the B12 has been crazy. I notice a huge difference. I'm lethargic, and I've got my husband, we call it the DUMS. And he's like, did you take your B12?
Especially women, we menstruate every month. So this blood loss, we need to refresh it again. And especially women with heavy periods or longer periods, all your iron reserves, not your iron on your serum, your reserves, the ferritin reserves in your blood, it has to be replenished every week. Every month. And you cannot do it like just randomly. You have to know exactly what kind of iron you need, what kind of vitamin B12, because some people need methylated B12. Some people, they don't need methylated B12. It's another story for another day.
Okay, Basan, we have two questions here. We have one, what are the ranges of the neutrophils and basophils that are the problem for detecting?
I was reading that. It's very complicated because the software does it for me. It's not like I do it. It's ratios between them. So it's not like I know that how they calculate it. It's an algorithm. So when I enter the data and the software, they will calculate it for me and they will give me the data. Not like I know the number.
And on Instagram, if you've been asked, what is the software you mentioned?
There's many of them. You have to be a functional medicine practitioner to be able to provide the service in a way. And because, the interpretation of the lab results you have to be trained to do that. But there's many of them. There's there is optimal DX, there is functionhealth.com. There's many of them.
Yeah, but then again, there are softwares for professionals who are functional medicine experts. And Bisan happens to be not only a functional medicine expert, but she's also a trichologist. So she combines both of them, both science in one. And we have a heck of a brain in Bisan and a heck of a resources here, which is why the hair wire is the hair wire.
I call it functional trichology. Right, Sergio? I call it functional trichology. I don't know this term.
Yeah,
for all you
trichology, that's what it is.
And for all the professionals listening, this is why the hair was created, is so we can connect all these in their expertise. And so if you join the hair wire, you have access to us, and we can show you we're very good with working with other peers in our trichology group. So reach out to her if you're a professional and join the hair wire, because this is where we share the information. And too, if you have questions about programs, for us is to work together. We are not alone. And then those, if you're a patron, we are here to help you, and we are bringing you those professionals and their expertise to work as a team to get you the full information on the Hairwire homepage with all the questions. We have all our videos there. We have blog posts. We have contributors on there posting all the time. And if you're a professional, we could talk about all the different areas of hair loss and scalp issues. We are here for you. This is the whole point of the Hairwire, whether you're a professional or a patient.
Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, And we want to thank you guys for tuning in today. Biz, I know you're running late,
No
so
worries.
and I know you want to keep.
Let's talk about it
I know.
again, because I have so much information.
All right, we'll do that. We'll do that.
Continue.
God bless you guys. See you next week.